protesting as part of a national campaign to change the current system of charging for care services. It's unfair that people with dementia should be charged for personal care. If you've got heart disease, you get it free on the NHS, your treatment. If you've got dementia, you have to pay for it. People are selling their homes in England to pay for their care, and we want this to change.
My mother and father grew up in London and worked in unskilled jobs that didn't have final salary pension schemes. They worked hard and managed to buy their own house, which it was their intention to leave to me, their only daughter. Now I've been told that I have to pay for their care. My mother would be horrified if she knew that there was somebody else helping her with personal care. She grew up in an era where ladies were very refined and the only person that really ever saw them undress was their husband. To think that my mother had strangers going in and changing a pad and carrying out all sorts of personal care for her, she would be absolutely mortified.
Behind all the good intentions and making services better, joined up, making them work better for people who have these terrible illnesses, no matter how much we improve them, if they are not funded properly, if they're not resourced on a fair basis, all our efforts will be in vain. And that's the important argument that we're kicking off here today. We are fortunate in the sense that the government has recognised that there is a serious problem here. The funding system for social care in this country is a fiasco, and we know that even people who are paying very, very expensive bills for their care are not always getting anything like decent care. It's a lottery.
We've brought some of the service users with us because we think it's really important to get them involved. It's a good day out for them and they were really keen to get involved because it's an issue that will affect them directly. Do you think it's fair for people with dementia to have to sell their homes to pay to go into residential care?
No, that's completely wrong. It really is. People have saved a lifetime to get the accommodations, and to be deprived of it for a fault that's not their own. It's absolutely wrong.
And David, do you have anything to add to that? Do you think it's fair for people with dementia to sell their homes to pay to go into residential care?
No, absolutely no. They've worked all their lives for their homes. Why the hell should they be taken off them just because they've lost their memories?
We agree with you entirely. And David, do you think it's fair that people in residential care are only allowed to keep £21.15 of their pension each week as an allowance?
No, they're being charged for being ill. Their money is their money. They should be treated just as if they were in hospital as anybody else.
The government says in its new dementia strategy, well, I paraphrase, that the state must now waken up to the shortcomings in the diagnosis and in the treatment and care of people with dementia. It seems to me that if our country, which remains despite its problems the fourth richest country in the world, cannot afford to treat its elderly people, its people with dementia, properly, then what kind of society is it?
I'd like us all, really to not have to pay all the time, and so to treat us all the same, because we're all poor, just living on pension.
If we go to a hospital or anything else, we don't have to pay. So why should we have to pay for our care? You know, we don't have to work all these years and pay our taxes and insurance and all that, so we shouldn't have to pay for our care.
They don't get funding for continuing care. It's a degenerative illness and therefore should be treated like other degenerative illnesses.
I'm here to seek help for sufferers from Alzheimer's disease such as myself and the other people that you see here today. We need help. We need it badly. We've been left alone without care except those of our neighbours, our friends, our relatives. We need help from the government now. It's gone on far too long.
What do we want? Fair care! When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
Fair care!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want? Good care! What do we want? Fair care! What do we want? Affordable care! dementia tax!
Down with the dementia tax!